Hi guys, and welcome back to another Dot Race video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 21. We're here for round 14 of our Moto2 World Championship in Aragon. So we are back in Aragon for MotoGP 21, and of course after the magnificent finish in Silverstone, which I will not spoil because it was probably the best race of this Moto2 season. It has been absolutely fantastic, very difficult circumstances too, whatever happens in it, and we are very pleased with the result regardless. But guys, back in here to Aragon. Now I really like the track of Aragon. It's a longer track, but at the very same time it is a very fine track for track awareness and just general knowledge of racing in general. It can be very difficult, don't let me try and persuade you that it isn't, but of course at the same time this is a great track for me to race at, and I do feel very confident here. I don't think we'll need many laps to potentially take pole position or even to be in the top positions for free practice. However, we do struggle on the straights a little bit. We don't have that same extra amount of oomph. I never bothered upgrading the power side. I never upgraded the frame or the engines. In fact, I did a bit of the frame, and that was roughly about it. But going into the difficult left-hander of turn 12, a very innocuous corner. Of course, it's going to be tough, but right now we do manage to nail it quite well, and we're now going into turn 13 with confidence on our side. So then going into turn 14, nice and early on the brakes. We don't want to be pulling a Garrett Gerloff and Johnny Ray going into that particular corner, let me tell you. But coming out of turn 15 now, full acceleration, and actually, I might need to bite my tongue a little bit. I said earlier that this should be a fine and easy job, and we're already down by 1.3 seconds with power setting 3 enabled. Maybe I'll be eating a metaphorical hat if I'm not careful, but going into turn 16 onto the left-hand side of the tyre for quite a while, we'll then pick it up and try and get across the line with a decent position, which I don't think is going to happen, but across the line we will go, and it is a 21st place. Oh, oh no. So I just recorded the MXGP 2020 videos for tomorrow, actually, for Muddy Monday, and I'm buzzing because the race went fantastic. I really enjoyed the commentary, and now coming to this, I expected better. My momentum has just been shifted, and now I'm not so sure. So I'm going to drop it down into power setting 2, because maybe with power setting 3 being too quick, too strong on the acceleration, potentially we're just spinning up the rear a little bit too much. And I do tend to find that sometimes power setting 2 is quicker than power setting 3 due to that issue with the spinning of the tyre. But we just had a great first sector there. We were up by about 0.5 of a second compared to the previous lap time, and we lost it all by getting a little bit out of shape there and going into turn 7. But now going into the... Oh my lord, have you seen how much the rear tyre is sliding? And I'm trying to use a bit of rear tyre there just to slow the bike down, so a bit of rear brake, sorry. And now we're going to turn 10. Also, quick question, I'm pretty certain they renamed turn 10 or turn 11 to the Marc Marquez corner, and it's not there in the video game, and I don't believe anyone actually calls it the Marc Marquez corner, so potentially something else happened. If anyone remembers anything to do with that, I think it was roughly around 2014 when it happened, when he had that unbelievable season. Can't remember too much, but there you go. It was on my mind, and I thought I'd ask the aces. But going into turn 15, we are down compared to the previous lap time, but we're apparently compared. Somehow it said we were down a second ago, and now we're up. We're down by 1.3 seconds to Remy Gardner's time, or excuse me, Raul Fernandez's time of 1:52.942. And of course, Remy Gardner is right there as well. Our biggest championship threat, as he is still currently the championship leader. Nothing could have dethroned that last time out in Silverstone. But across the line we'll go. We will improve to a 18th place. Everyone, just relax. We've got this. We'll do another couple of laps, however many we need, and we'll go into Q2 regardless of what position we finish here. But going on to the right hand side, we're going back to power setting 3 to give this a bash to see if my theory is correct as we go into the Carlos Checker corner. I downshift a little bit too much there, a little bit of my mistake. I do tend to do that quite often. But now going into the left hand side for turn 5, onto the left hand side, nicely navigated there. Still down by 0.3 of a second though, so there really isn't anything to be too proud of right now. We are getting better at the tracks, of course, more track localization, and just genuinely getting used to it. Of course, it will benefit as this race or this practice session progresses. A little bit out of shape. We're into turn 8 and we've dropped the bike. Session over for Grant as he drops the bike into turn 8. So So practice sessions are over. Raul Fernandez, the fastest man with the 1:52.942. Fabio Di Gianantonio, Remy Gardner, Vietti, and Sam Lowes are your top 5 for Aragon for practice 1. Now we go over to qualifying. The fastest 4 riders will go over to qualifying 2. We need to make sure that Matt Grant's name in that list of 4 riders. So the plan is simple, be in the top 4 positions. That is a very simple plan. I am using a soft front and a hard rear. I found that the hard was sliding around just too much in those practice sessions, so I've decided to chuck in a hard option rear, and let's see how this helps. Hopefully we can get into the top 4, because it's going to be extremely difficult to qualify so far behind. I mean, you're talking well beyond the 4th, 5th row and 6th row. To be starting this Aragon GP is going to be extremely difficult, and especially with the likes of Sam Lowes, Remy Gardner and Raul Fernandez all getting to the front and trying to disappear. It's not going to happen. We can't allow that to happen. So up into the first sector, we are up by 0.3 of a second to Hafiz Syri's time of a 1:53.648. The Fish, not seen much of the Malaysian this season, so fingers crossed he bounces back very, very soon, because he is a wonderful rider with a lot of talent, so hopefully he can bounce back, just like we're trying to bounce back here today in Aragon in this particular qualifying session, because of course the practice certainly didn't go to plan, so we'll be trying to better that here in qualifying 1. Now qualifying for us so far hasn't been that bad this season, but we are up by 0.5 of a second, but I think I've ran it in too deep for turn 12, and we do that. Lap over already, just as it started for Grant. I mean, we have been able to continue it somewhat, but that 0.5 of a second gap that we just had over Hafiz Syri is going to be going into the bin and forgotten about as we get a little bit out of shape there for turn 15. Nice slide, but we did lose around 0.8 of a second for that one moment alone. We need to work on putting the perfect lap together. So we struggled in practice to find that perfect setup, and for me, I don't like the track limit guide, the whole idea of the track arrows, the whole track guide to show you where the racing line is. I've never liked it, and I never will, and it kind of puts me off in the sessions. I'm not blaming that, I just do a very good job in qualifying, but first and foremost, let's get over the line and discuss it in a moment. We do go up to 2nd place, but for how long? After a quick change and back to the pits, we aren't looking that grand. I've decided to try and save a couple of tyres just for the make sure we get into Q2, but then we'll still have enough to manage to battle it out in Q2, because of course we want to try and save something, because we might get to Q2 and just have to sit there in 14th. I guess that's better than nothing though. But getting back to my rant about the racing line thing, I just really found it difficult to follow that racing line. It's never the same lines I take, and it gets in the way. I don't like it when it's changing colours. I find it a little bit annoying. So yeah, I'm not using that as an excuse. It was my fault in qualifying, well, in practice 1, because we are now in qualifying 1, trying to do the business to get us into qualifying 2, which I'm pretty confident at right now, as we are sitting pretty in 4th place. But my eyes have been diverted to the left-hand side of the screen there. Stefano Manzi is no longer... Oh my goodness, and yeah, we are no longer in the top 4 either. Xavi Vierge, who is on a wonderful pace lap time, he's going to go to the top of the pile, no doubt, as he certainly does, right on cue. The Spaniard goes to the top of the page with the 1:52.654, but my interest was at Stefano Manzi. He was in 8th place, and he still is, with 2 red sectors. He could very well be putting himself up into the battle. We could have a lot of riders here being disappointed or just battling out for qualifying 2 positions. And of course, as mentioned already, which I'll mention again, there is only 4 positions available. We have to be within one of those 4 positions to have a chance at pole position. We have to just go for it now. At this lap, we aren't pretty much going to improve, but the lap time that Xavi Vierge set, it's 1.2 seconds clearer than us. That is massive. We need to find some serious pace right now, and there really isn't much chance to do it. I think we're going to have to go to the pits and get some fresh rubber. We can't risk this anymore. It's just too tight. So after a fresh medium tyre change for the front, I've decided to pull a Marquez. Cameron Bobier in 4th place right now is fast. Let's get in behind him and use this... Oh, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. I've just been waiting for Cameron Bobier to get ahead of me so then I can use him as a tow, and he has just pulled that out. I guess, you know what, that serves me right. That serves me right. I was frustrated at Marquez for doing it to Vinales early in the season. I've just tried attempting it myself and it's fell flat on my face. I deserved that, and you know what? Yeah, I'm happy with that. Well done, Cameron Bobier. Cameron Bobier has just completely outsmarted me there. It looked like he was going to do it, and then he denied me. I can't believe that. And I don't tell you what, I don't think that's the first time that has happened. I do believe I have trailed Cameron Beaubier for a pole position or a good lap time in the past. But anyway, we'll get back to that at some point. For now, the pressure is on. We have one lap and we are already up into the first sector. So rub your hands together, guys, because Grant is going to do the business. Going into turn 9, up by 3.5 tenths of a second. Going into the second sector, we will understand our pace to Xavi Vierge's time of a 1:52.654. Going into turn 10, navigated extremely well. Do we still have enough in it? 84,000 of a second. It's pretty close. We get a little bit out of shit. I can't believe it. We blew it. There's going to be no chance of Grant going into qualifying 2. It is over, ladies and gentlemen. Xavi Vierge, Tom Luthi, Marcos Ramirez and his teammate Cameron Beaubier are all going up to qualifying 2, and Grant will start from 23rd on the grid. Ladies and gentlemen, wow. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single Dot Race upload. And upon that note, guys, I'll see you tonight at 8 PM. Thanks for watching as always, and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more Dot Race content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single Dot Race video.